I'm Brad.
And today we're going to retry the Kolsch that I made in an earlier video post.
Yep.
It's been several weeks, so this is carved up a little more than the 1 week trial that we did. Most of you are probably looking at this video going, oh, what is this? We're going to talk about this. But right now we're going to review the Kolsch real quick, and then we'll get into it. So go ahead and pour us a few glasses. Look at that. It's like a bartender. I did this in college. Now, most of you are probably wondering, what is this? This is a mobile kegerator. We're going to talk about it a little later. We're actually going to have a segment of how to build this. Why is this handy? Well, think about it. If you actually do home brewing, you want to go to, say, a sporting event, they don't allow glass, or you want to go camping, or somewhere that you don't want to take a bunch of your bottles and have to keep track of them.
Pig roast.
Pig roast, right? This works well. And we'll talk about all the innards and how to make this a little later. But right now we're going to review this Kolsch, and we'll go from there. So I think last time I gave the recipe. I'm not really sure. But if I haven't, we'll go ahead and post that. I'll give you that stuff.
Okay.
And we'll see what we think from that. So first thing is the smell. You can tell it, there's not a lot there.
No.
And you know, this is a very, very light beer, which scares me a little bit, right? Because you can tell any kind of defect or default that I did during the brewing process just because it's so light. The carbonation, it doesn't look like there's a lot there, but there's more than you think.
Yeah.
Because of the slow pour, you actually don't get a huge head. And I could have done a better job to give us head, but it did dissipate fairly fast. Now I have some of this bottled, and I sent Brad a picture of it, and it's a little overcarbonated. So it's here is beer and here is foam. So this is kind of a little better than that. But let's go ahead and taste it. So very light, disappears very fast.
Right.
There's not a lot of hops. It's Kolsch, so there shouldn't be. Great lawnmower beer. Is it my favorite? No. To make this better, I'd probably add honey. I've made a honey Kolsch before, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
This one is just a little lacking in flavor to me. I don't want to say it's back to my Budweiser days, but it's kind of close.
Right. Well, it's almost like the Smash Beer Part 3 that we did with the second Smash, which was real light. Almost, you could feel it. It was gone. And we both almost said we wouldn't drink this all day.
It's a good lawnmower beer,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And basically what we mean by lawnmower is a vast majority of people would drink this beer. For us, being stout lovers and IPAs and a little more flavor,
Yeah.
more robust, you know, my wife would drink this.
Yep. Do you know what's the alcohol? Do you remember what the alcohol is?
It's not much. It's only maybe 4.8.
Okay.
So it's not high, which a Kolsch shouldn't be. It's meant to be refreshing, able to drink many.
Right.
You know, get done mowing the lawn, hence the lawnmower. You know, you can have a couple when you're sweaty, but yeah, it's not. It's a good beer. It's just not one I would want to drink all the time.
Right. Did you use Iris Moss
No.
in it? Because it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I just what I did is I let it sit for about a month. I transferred to a secondary, so I was able to leave a lot of sediment in the primary, transferred to the secondary, let it settle, let gravity do its job,
Right.
and then I left quite a bit in that secondary as well. So I didn't really end up with 5 gallons. I think I really only ended up with 4.5. Is probably why too the bottles are overcarved.
Okay.
So what we have in here is a 2.5 gallon keg, and then the rest of it I bottled.
Right.
So I had to kind of guesstimate as to how much was going to be left after I kegged, and I think I went a little high in the sugar content for the bottles. So
Right.
I'll have to deal with that
Right.
later.
And we've talked about it before that, you know, sometimes when people are bottling, you know, they might have less than 5 gallons of beer,
Yeah.
and they carb for 5 gallons, and they wonder
Mhm.
why you're getting all that. And it's one thing, you know, I've done it, you've done it, everybody's done it. You don't think about that. It's like, okay, for 5 gallons of beer, I need 5 ounces of this,
Yep.
and let's go. And then when you go to break the first one open, you know, oh crap.
Well, and I think the hard thing too is we want to reduce that, you know, any kind of oxygen within the beer. So when you transfer it from that primary, you're looking at it kind of gauging, yeah, I've got 5 gallons, so I'm going to go ahead and boil this sugar at 5 cups,
Yeah.
or the 5 ounces,
Right.
and 1 cup of water,
Right.
and get my priming sugar. And then you end up transferring, and you're like, I got 4.
Right.
And you're like, you're trying to dump it in there. That's about 4-ish, and you
Yeah.
dump the rest away. And sometimes you just
Yeah.
don't get it right. So no,
More
not a
of a
bad beer.
reason to go to kegging.
More of a reason, yes, very, more controllable,
Yeah.
I'd say. Yes, very good reason to go. So next time, we're going to talk about, well, not next time, I should say, in our upcoming podcast, we'll talk about how to build this. We'll actually add a second tap to this one. I actually have a drip tray as well, so we don't have any kind of issues with that. And I think a lot of people will be interested in this because it works out well for, like I said earlier, camping, tailgates, by the pool.
Right.
Those areas you don't want to take glass.
Right.
Or try and keep track of your bottles to get back. So until next time, I'm Steve.
I'm Brad.
Happy brewing.
Yep.